I'm Jim Hummel, and we are pleased to introduce a new project that has been years in the making by our director of photography, Mike Rossi. Its name, Facio, is the Latin word for create, and through long-form video interviews, Mike has been able to elicit from artists what it is that fuels their creativity. On a Saturday morning in a Boston hotel room, Mike Rossi is preparing to sit down with Glenn Cochi. Cochi is the longtime drummer for the band Wilco, which will be playing that night at Boston's iconic Orpheum Theater, just a few blocks away. For more than an hour, Rossi asked Cochi about his evolution as a musician, while videographer Brian Jennings captures it all. Rossi began his own career as a television videographer more than 2 decades ago, before leaving to start a portrait photography business. Eventually, he migrated back to video.
There's definitely a biological evolutionary element. You know, for so long, rhythm drumming has been tied to dance, and those were tied to a ceremonial aspect. You know, early cultures, that was a big part of it. You know, you have for feasts, whatever occasions, celebrations, whatever, there was always dance, rhythm, drums. So I think, you know, we're so used to it, it's a part of us.
The whole project is about inspiration and thought.
What you see in Facio is much different from what most people expect when they tune in or go online to watch a television show.
It's not entertainment. It was never meant to be entertainment TV. I've done entertainment TV, and that's fine if that's what you're trying to do, but that is not what I was set out to do in this project at all. My goal in this show is to talk to a talent. We call them artists, and they are artists, or talent. Talk to a talent and give them a platform where they're unedited, where they look at me while I'm talking to them, and I ask some pretty heavy questions, but they can respond, and their response goes from the beginning of that to the end of that.
Among those Rossi has interviewed, renowned glass artist Josh Simpson and blues guitarist Joe Louis Walker. One of his early interviews was Bobby Whitlock, who played with Eric Clapton, the Rolling Stones, and other prominent musicians during a 5-decade musical career. Rossi wanted to know more about Whitlock's musical and life journey.
I'd go online and I'd go on YouTube, and you just wouldn't find anything deep. You wouldn't find anything deep. It was all surface stuff. It was all shallow. It wasn't his part. It was the questions he's being asked. And everybody wanted to know, you know, what's it like being with Eric Clapton? Nobody cared what it was like for him, who co-created Derek and the Dominoes. Nobody cared about that. You know, they wanted to know about the star power, and they wanted to know the dirt.
Fresh picked is best. It's just like a apple off a tree. Pull that right there. It doesn't get any better than that. Pulling another apple off is not going to make that first one any better. It's not going to do it. Same with the music. First time, first take. Second take will never be there. And all you're doing is really just spending money if you're hiring a studio and all that. And the engineers, oh, let's do another take. Let's do another. We'll save those. Oh, don't worry, we can fix that. No. Want it right first time.
And Rossi said there is nothing quite like what you see through the lens of a video camera.
There's something magic about video because you hear the person. You hear them breathing. You look in their eyes and they're live. They're talking to you. If you pick up Rolling Stone magazine and read an article about a talent, it might be great, it might be well written, but you do not hear that person. You do not see that person talking to you.
Take Josh Simpson. You may have seen his work, but few know the inspiration behind it.
I do think that the struggle that I've gone through to teach myself everything, to teach myself how to build equipment, to teach myself how to weld metal together, to build furnaces. I even made my own blowpipes. And the fact that I just did it absolutely from scratch and did it absolutely by myself has added to, I don't know, I hope it adds to the fact that what I'm doing is genuine.
What was your sell to the artists that you wanted to interview? What convinced them, I want to sit down and do this?
Honesty. No question what sold it. Initially, when I would talk to somebody before an interview, when I'm setting an interview up, they wouldn't believe what I was saying. They wouldn't. They'd be like, "You're gonna what? You're gonna do a whole show on just me talking, and you're not gonna edit it?" And I was like, "That's completely right." You know. And people say, "Well, you're not editing it." I'm not editing it. I'm editing the sound bites out, and I'm putting the slates to get you to the next sound bite. But there's no alteration of what they're saying. And there's something that happens in those interviews, and you've seen them. There's something even the artist feels it. They're sitting back, and I'll often say, have Joe Louis Walker. I'll be like, after, because we talk about doing a half-hour interview, and do the half-hour interview, and then I'll say, it's going over. Do you want to keep talking? And yeah, I want to keep talking. They definitely want to keep talking because they're not typically asked these questions.
I mean, this is cathartic for me. I mean, this is for me to, bare my soul. And I find that when you do that, me or any other musician, you find that you're connecting with, if you bring it up, bring it out, you're connecting with a whole lot of people, and that's what art should be about, connecting.
I want to be able to just look them in the eye and listen to what they're saying and work off what they're telling me. And in my head, while they're talking, I'm tying that into my own experiences as an artist and other experiences that I felt by working with other artists.
Rossi says long after the artists are gone, he wants their window into the creative process to endure.
We have purely interested in creative technique and procedure and inspiration. That's what we're looking for, is something that a viewer can see today, 10 years from now, 40, 50 years from now, and have an emotional human connection to it. That's how I look at this program, is this is a tool for people who need it, who are creating, want to create, are stumped. They might be in a blue period where they're not doing anything, and they're just like, they're just flat out. They're just like, I don't know, I'm not inspired. Watch these programs, and you'll get inspired.
If you want to see more, log on to FacioCreate.org.